It's Adam's Radio Hour, starring
Adam Sartain and friends. It's time for another Adam's Radio Hour.
It sure is. Yahagi.
Yahagi.
So the accent is on
That's
this
close
on the
enough.
ha. Yahagi.
Yeah,
All right, got it.
Yahagi.
All right, are we ready for me to do my thing?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, give me the 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Matt.
The Yahagi River's Lonely Bride, a radio play by Garrett Vance and Birke Duncan.
I will now tell my Japanese ghost story. It was January of 1989. I lived in the countryside of Aichi Prefecture near Nagoya. The area is home to the ancient city of Okazaki, birthplace of the first shogun Tokugawa in 1543. The city has a big castle and a lot of ancient temples. And the area is full of folklore. Troll-like ogres haunt the woods. Hags live in the mountains. Being an aficionado of folklore, I longed to see something mysterious with my own eyes. It was late January, in the last week of my time in Japan, and I would soon fly home to Seattle. I had been living in Nishio, a small village about 10 miles outside of Okazaki. That night I was in Okazaki with my friend Bill from Ohio. My dear friend Sekiko owned a bar in Nishio, and she was throwing a bon voyage party for me that night. The party would start at 10 and go late. Bill was driving me through the countryside from Okazaki to Nishio.
Well, we've left Okazaki. Where did all this fog come from?
I know, it's pea soup.
More like mushroom soup. Thick, gray, and disgusting. How am I going to find Nishio? I'm afraid I might drive us off the road into a rice paddy.
I know what to do.
Turn back?
I'm not missing my bon voyage party. We're near the Yahagi River. The road follows it to Nishio.
Oh, good idea.
The narrow road ran along beside the river, which was in a deep gully. The fog was thick, but we heard the river running below.
Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Roll down your window, stick your head out, and watch the white line on the side of the road. I don't want to tumble over the edge.
Okay, just drive slowly.
I'll keep it under 20 miles an hour.
Even that's fast for a night like this.
Don't worry, I'm always careful.
The headlights only penetrated 3 yards in front of us, but then the fog opened up so we could see 25 yards ahead, revealing a figure standing on the side of the road. Hey, Bill, there's someone over there.
Oh? Oh, yeah. It's a young woman in a kimono.
Her long black hair was damp.
Why is she wearing a traditional white wedding kimono out here alone? Look, the cloth is wet.
Maybe she was in a car accident. Let's see if she needs help. The woman raised her arm, beckoning to us. We drew closer and slowed down until we were about 5 yards away from her. Excuse me, are you all right? Can we help you? The woman raised her head. Her dark hair parted to reveal a ghastly pale face. Jet black eyes bored into our souls. A wide, laughing grin appeared beneath blue lips. A thrill of fear coursed through our bodies. We realized we faced a supernatural entity.
Oh my God!
Go, Bill, go! Don't stop! As we accelerated past her, she cocked her head sadly, then evaporated into mist. Oh my God!
Oh my God! Oh.
Oh! Suddenly, we were engulfed in the fog again, driving far too fast along the road running so precariously above the Yahagi River. Bill, slow down. We're going to go off the edge. Bill, slow down. Tap your brakes. Brake.
She was a ghost.
I think you're right. Just keep moving carefully or we'll end up in the river like she did. Eventually, we left the haunted riverside and saw the welcoming lights of Nishio ahead.
Is that Sakiko's pub?
That's the one. I could sure use some sake.
Here they are. Hi, Garrett. Hi, Bill. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome,
Welcome, welcome.
What's wrong? I've never seen you so pale. Are you all right? Did you wreck your car? Was anyone hurt?
We were too shaken to answer.
Here's some hot sake.
The warmth of the drink snapped us out of our fear.
What happened? Tell us what happened.
We were following along the Yahagi River because of the fog. We saw this woman alongside the road beckoning to us. Then she disappeared.
Oh, was she wearing a white wedding kimono?
Yes.
How did you know?
Oh, lots of people have seen her.
They have?
Yes, she is a very famous ghost in this area. She was the wife of a local samurai in the 1600s. Her husband's rival kidnapped her from the night of her wedding celebration. Then he threw her into the Yahagi River where she drowned.
Wow. Maybe she was looking for a new husband.
We're lucky we didn't fall for it. I've heard all kinds of local folklore, and to think, I actually wanted to see some of Okazaki's legends with my own eyes.
Be careful what you wish for, Garrett.
No, let's just call it a going away present from the land of the rising sun.
You have been listening to The Yahagi River's Lonely Bride by Garrett W. Vance and Birke Duncan, starring
Adam Sartain as Bill.
Malinda Logan as Sakiko.
Garrett W. Vance as Garrett.
and I'm Matt Weiss, your narrator.
What, 10
I was
minutes?
pretty happy with that one.
That was
Not to complain.
I think that was fine.
I think that's enough.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then I'll just edit as
You have
needed.
enough coverage.
All right.
Now
So-
then,
Good.
there's a sequel to the story.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yes. Now, this is my favorite of Garrett's anecdotes from Japan is when he was reading in bed at night.
You want me to tell that? Okay.
Yes, please
It's not
tell that.
exactly a sequel.
Well,
it's not a sequel, but it's in the vein. All right. So okay. I was living in Yokohama, and I had a small apartment with my girlfriend Kayo, who was a surgical nurse. So she had strange hours at the hospital, and I was home alone one night, and it was winter. I don't remember the month. It was quite cold out, and I was up. We had a really small apartment with a loft. You had to climb up about a 7-foot tall ladder to get into this alcove above the bathroom. And it was kind of fun up there, you know. I was young, I could climb up that ladder. So I was up there reading in bed, and I was reading The Call of Cthulhu by H.P. Lovecraft. It was either that or The Doom That Came to Sarnath. I don't know, but it was something weird and scary. So I'm reading that like, oh wow, you know, under the covers. And finally, I thought, well, that's crazy stuff. I closed the book, turned out the light, pulled the cover up, and suddenly the whole house started to shake. And I'm like, oh God, Cthulhu's come for me, right? It's the first thing I thought of. So then this is where it gets a little weird. The next second, the next thing I know, I'm standing at the bottom of the ladder facing away from it. And I'm like, how did I get here? I have no memory of climbing down the ladder. I think I either jumped or I teleported or I flew. I don't know how. But the weird thing was it wasn't like I came down because I would have been facing. I was facing away from it. And then the whole room is still shaking. It's an earthquake, obviously. So I went running through the kitchen, and the whole pots and pans are falling down. And I ran outside the back door. And that went out. We were on the second floor, I think, onto a balcony, a narrow balcony, just like a hotel or apartment building. And had a big, heavy door. And I ran outside. I'm like, the earthquake is still going. And then it stopped. Then I realized that it was the middle of the night. It was cold out, and I was buck naked. And I looked around real quick to see if anybody else had come out of their apartments. They hadn't. And I saw the door which is very heavy, which locks automatically with slowly closing. So then I teleported again to get my hand through it, that barely made it, to stop the door, or I would have been stuck outside in the middle of the night in winter naked, which I don't know what I would have done. But thank God I got back inside. So that was that.
Yes, that's my favorite of your Japanese adventures.
It's a good one.
Crazy little anecdote.
Mhm.
Sounds like an alien abduction to me.
Right?
Yeah, maybe.
With the
That's
lost
where they
time and
returned
everything.
you. They returned you as close as they could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll be
Crazy.
back next time on Garrett's Garrett's Japanese Adventures.
The strange world of Japan.
Now, we should probably note that Garrett is actually with us you're in Thailand right now, right?
Yeah. I'm in
Garrett lives in
northeastern Thailand.
Yep.
Ah.
Me and Burke are in the greater Seattle area. And Malinda and Adam are in LA.
Hollywood, live from Hollywood, California.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about how you guys hooked up, Burke and Garrett.
Oh, hooked up to...
It was in
artistically
We were
speaking.
in high school.
Well, we met in the living room of Mike Jones.
Mike Jones? No way.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I already am going to interrupt. So Mike Jones is one of my neighbors. But then later he ran for like state senator. Remember that?
Yes, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
I voted
true.
for him.
I voted
So
for
did
him
I.
too. I think I was actually
One of
in
the
his
few
district.
times I ever.
Yeah.
yes, he
He's
ran
a nice
twice.
guy.
And speaking of
I mean,
John Denver, we were talking about John Denver earlier.
Yes.
He had these John Denver glasses that he wore, and he had the same haircut. So he really did
Yes,
look
he
a lot
did.
like John Denver.
He
Yes.
did.
But I don't remember him being able to sing though.
He
But
could
anyways.
sing.
He could,
Really?
yeah, he was in choir with me. We were in jazz choir together.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So he was.
Yes,
And you
he
know,
was-
okay, sorry guys. So Tim Richards told me that Mike ended up marrying this really beautiful woman.
we
But
knew
then
her.
she
Yes.
died of brain cancer or
knew
something
her.
like
no,
that,
no,
right?
it was cervix
Very-
cancer. Yes.
Okay. It
It
was
was
really
so sad.
tragic. Yeah.
Yes, she
Oh,
was.
God. She was so
Yes.
cool. She was such a nice person. We're like, how did Mike get her?
I know.
But-
When I heard about that, I'm like, whoa. But
Mike is a super nice guy, but he was nuttier than a fruitcake with extra
Yeah.
nuts.
Well, okay.
Mhm.
I have
I think
memories
you
of
heard me
Mike.
say that. He'd just laugh.
I have memories of Mike because we used to go. He had an air rifle, one of those pellet guns. And we used to go around, and what we did, I had all these models of like airplanes and battleships and stuff. And one day we
Oh,
took it upon
how was that?
ourselves. I got all of my models, and we shot them all to pieces with his air rifle.
Why does every kid do
all
that?
in one day. It was fun,
did
but
that.
then no more model collection after that.
I would think
Yeah,
not.
It's fun for a minute.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, I
Mhm.
promise. Enough tangents. How did we get on Mike Jones?
Well, because Garrett was
Okay,
part
Matt.
of there. It was a afternoon get together with
Oh,
a
right,
bunch of
okay.
Mike's friends,
Okay, sorry.
and my older brother Ted took me over there, and he said, "That's Garrett."
Mm.
So we got to talking, and then later on, I found out Garrett was into plays, and we were both cast in Tom Sawyer, which was at Bainbridge Performing Arts. Garrett was the heavy in the play, Dirty Joe, and I was the Undertaker.
EC for Engine Joe.
Mhm.
Yes, right. This was 1981.
Mhm.
Yes,
And
That was a lot
Bainbridge
of
being
fun.
Bainbridge Island, Washington.
Yes.
right.
Just across the pond from Seattle.
True.
Just across the pond.
Hmm.
And then the next couple months later, we were in the Three Musketeers.
Which musketeer were
I-
you?
He was Porthos, and I was a bunch
I-
of characters.
Oh, you
I
were-
was the fat one.
Darn. I was hoping you were going to say you were D'Artagnan.
No. In fact, he was having an affair with my wife in the
Oh.
play.
Mm.
I played an old
I was-
man who has a much younger wife, and she was his mistress. unbeknownst to me, and we had a funny dinner scene together.
It was a pretty funny scene. Burke and I
Yes.
hammed it up good.
Oh yeah. I mean, I did things like I sneezed into his cup and then switched, and he looked in the cup in horror.
Oh,
And yet the turkey leg lasted the entire, what was it, month or two of the show. And it just
Yes.
got
turkey leg.
grosser and grosser every time. Yes.
Yes,
It
one
was
of
a
the
real
props. Yes,
It
method
should have
acting.
been yes, the turkey leg is played by the turkey leg.
Yes.
All right then.
We were also in Bye Bye Birdie. We mentioned that
Mm.
before.
I was
Yeah.
trying to look up Mike Jones. I can't find him anywhere online.
There's a lot of Mike Joneses.
Yeah, but you said he ran for Senate
Yeah.
in
Well, that
Washington.
was 30 some years ago.
It
That
was
was
like
19
I would say it would be like in the mid '90s, probably.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
Sapp County.
Yeah.
I'm his friend on Facebook. I just haven't talked to him in ages. Just
He
Yes.
also
know how
his
that
family
is.
had a horse farm, so
They
there
still
was
do.
horses. Oh, really?
Yes.
And
And
his
his son.
mom
Yeah, it
was
was
really
fun.
mean.
We
Like
won't.
she always laid into him, and he was like, "Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah, he
ma'am."
was pretty harsh. His father was super nice, though.
Okay.
His dad was really a nice guy. Yeah,
Yes.
kinda even. But
Yeah. Good old Mike.
anyway, so we've just
Mike.
been friends ever since we went to college together about the same time
Oh,
at
really?
University of Washington.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
And you guys so you guys after that just became sort of business partners or partners in crime, or because you're publishing a
Artistic.
book together. You published a book together,
Like
correct?
crime.
Well, we it was The Troll Tale and Other Scary Stories. That was a folklore textbook. Some of these stories are told by Garrett. The longest story is told by Bob McAllister, God rest his soul. We had a story by Ralph Cheadle, who taught on the same faculty as Bob McAllister.
I remember Mr. Cheadle.
Some stories from my mother and various other people we met along the way.
Hmm.
Yes.
Is it still in print?
Yes.
Good.
Exciting.
Yes. The Cthulhu story is in that book.
Oh, is it?
Yes. And so is that one where your brother put on one of his disguises and scared a room full of people for Halloween.
Oh, that was fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was the Rossum's Universal Robots cast party, one of them.
Yes.
So he was all in black like a ninja, and he had this black thing over his face, and then he had red LED eyes. And so I was telling a ghost story to the crowd, and all the lights were off, and he popped up in the window, and everybody just lost their shit.
Like, what were those guys' name in the original Star Wars movie?
Jawas.
Jawas, right? Like a Jawa.
Yeah, just exactly like that, but
Yeah.
scarier.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
And bigger.
Scary Jawa.
Yes.
Scary job.
Very interesting.
We were kind of the bad boys of the neighborhood. We were always up to something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
We were good kids. We were good kids, but everybody loved and feared us.
So, Burke, were you in on it when we? Okay, so we all lived on this golf course, Meadowmere Golf Course, this 9-hole golf course, and
Right.
Mike Jones and me and Burke and Burke's brother were all neighbors. Were you in on it that time we had that bottle rocket war on the golf course?
No, I missed that one. I was there another time when it was in the woods.
Well, yeah, we did it again, right? And
Yes.
the police came both times.
Right.
Because
That
the one we did on the
TV.
golf course, by the time we were done, it really did look like a battle zone because there was so much smoke, and it was just
Mhm.
it just hung over the whole golf course like a fog. We were
Yes,
shooting bottle rockets at each other and everything,
and then they met someone in the woods.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what happened after that? That escalated. Then I left the island. Tim Richards was with us, and who the heck was it? He and this other guy started doing stuff like that over at Fay Bateman State Park. But they got the bright idea of, instead of shooting bottle rocks at each other, they started like throwing Molotov cocktails
Oh,
And
dear
eventually,
God. Well,
like the
that was really
police,
great for me.
some
Yeah.
police helicopter came and saw it, and it was on the news. Like there were these terrorists at Faye Matron State Park with Molotov cocktails, and it turns out it was Tim Richards and this other high school kid. But
It
they never
was
caught him. But
there were
Tim,
9 guys total. I
It
called.
was around that. They
Yeah,
did it in Fort Ward too. They a bunch of kids in the news chopper came over Fort Ward.
yep, that
Yes.
was the time. That was it. That's what I'm
I
talking
was
about.
out with girls. I missed
Yes,
all
that was. Well, a lot of people were invited to that but didn't go because they drew the
Hey.
line at.
At
Yeah.
Molotov cocktails.
Yes.
You know, actually, my dad even beat that one. Remember how, Burke, do you remember how crazy my dad was?
Of course I do.
Well, he would get in these bipolar manic episodes, and when he would light shit on fire. So
my God.
what he did was, believe it or not, my dad lived with Andy Wood and his brother for a while.
Malfunction.
So now Andy Wood, I rode the bus with Andy Wood, but he became this legendary 90s grunge rocker. Like
Mother
everybody,
Love Bone.
all the grunge people know who Andy Wood is.
Yeah, I used to do lights for him.
Yeah, what was his band called?
The first one was Malfunction.
Malfunction, right? Malfunction.
Yeah, he went on to Mother Love Bone.
So he's like
quite a lot of fame.
Yeah, so like if you say Andy Wood to anybody that's into 90s grunge, they're like, "What? You knew Andy Wood?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he rode the bus with me at school." And then my dad lived with him for a while. So
wow.
The craziest thing is though, so my dad was on one of his manic episodes, and like he had decided he wanted to clear all these blackberry bushes and stuff, and he had a chainsaw and all this shit, and he put it all on this pile of tires, like it was like 10 tires, and he lit the whole thing on fire. And then it started roaring super hot, and then there was this black column of smoke that went straight up into the sky because it was tires. So it literally looked like a plane crashed.
Mhm.
So the fire department came and like, "What the hell's going on?" And my dad's like, I was there too, and my dad was like, "Well, I'll know." And they're like, and he was holding this chainsaw, and the fire department's like, "I'm not getting anywhere near that dude with that chainsaw. Like, can you tell him that?" They'd had me be like the diplomat. I was like 16, and I was used to all my dad's shenanigans, so I was like, "Yeah, fine, I'll talk to him." And so then the fire guy goes, "Well, like, were there any tires or anything in there?" And my dad goes, "Oh, tires? Oh, no, there were no tires, no." So the guy goes over there, the fireman goes over with his axe, and he's like, "Well, what's this?" And it pulls up the remains of a tire. Of course, there's tires. It's obvious there was tires in it. And my dad's like, "Oh, let's see those." So I don't even remember how it ended. Somehow that fire went out and they left. Nothing happened. See, the thing about my dad, he would do all this shit, but even though he was like manic and high as a kite just from his own chemicals in his own brain, he would always be able to sweet talk him out of being arrested. Like the cops would come and they would always let him go free. Like he should have been in jail.
Oh, that scamp. Up to his old tricks again.
Yeah, exactly. He got really well known. Well, then he somehow, of course, made friends with this guy, Mark Wrights, who owned the junkyard right by the ferry terminal. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Now it's a museum. Anyway, my dad made friends with him and then started living in this boat. There was a sailboat on the junkyard. So my dad sort of adopted that as his home. And so I would go over there and hang out with them on the weekends, and all this kind of shit would go on there. And then my dad of course, he made friends with the police that were literally right across the street.
Well, that'd be Denny
So
Martin.
he sweet talked them, charmed them all. So they would never arrest him because they just knew he was like the town drunk, basically. So everybody.
I think I remember him now.
Yeah, Martin Weiss. That was my dad.
Yeah. Okay.
He would walk up and down downtown Linwood, and he knew everybody, and everybody simultaneously loved him because he was very charismatic and stuff. But you can only take him in small amounts. They would love him, but they were great when he moved on to the next, block. So that was my dad. That's why I'm as crazy as I am. But I'm about if you took my dad when he was really manic and then dialed it back up to about 20%, I'm about 20% of what my dad was. So just take me and multiply by 5, and that's my dad.
Wow.
Anyway.
Go.
Yep, now you know, Malinda. Now you
And
know.
knowing is half the battle. Cho.
Look,
Now you know
I
what you
rem-
got yourself involved in on the Adams Radio
well, you know,
Hour.
what I remember best about him is that when he went off to live in the forest, he was as wide as he was tall.
Mm-hmm.
A few months later, my older brother and I were walking the dog and we ran into him. He was cutting up wood in the forest, and
Yep.
I didn't recognize him at first because he had lost so much weight. It
Yep.
was incredible.
Well, that was one of the things we
So
did
how
is
you
we
do
went
is
into the
to live
forest
in
and
the
cut up.
forest.
We gathered firewood. I was either mowing lawns or doing firewood with him during that whole era because I was like 15 and 16. So.
And you had that dog.
Times.
You had
Kipper.
that
Well, yeah, okay. Remember Kipper?
Kipper would chase cars, then chase his tail. And he would keep doing it like a whirlwind.
He's not even exaggerating. It was literally like the Tasmanian devil going, he'd be like, going round and round for like 5 or 10 minutes until he finally caught his tail. And the reason why is because he was half wolf. And if you saw that dog, he looked exactly like a timber wolf.
I remember him.
He was half wolf and half husky, and supposedly he had some German Shepherd in him too. But yeah,
all look like timber wolves.
So the combination of that dog, that crazy dog that chased his tail, my crazy dad, and then me, who I always slacked off and I never mowed our lawn until it was like 2 feet high. And then I'd finally mow it again. And remember, we're on a golf course with all these hoity-toity upper echelon Bainbridge golf people, and we're like these crazy neighbors that they are so glad that when we finally moved away.
How is all of this not a sitcom? Is what I want to know.
Well, we can make a script out of it,
right?
I don't.
I have so many memories of this. I have dreams about this shit all the time still because it made such a strong impression.
And crazy neighbors.
I know. And then of course, what happened, of course, was that there was no sewage systems there, so everyone had septic tanks. So of course our septic tank backed up. And so we ended up digging this giant hole in our yard, right, for everybody to walk by, and it stayed there forever. So I have dreams of that. And then of course there were rocks in my yard, so I would hit a rock and it would destroy one of our picture windows.
Yes.
The best one was Dennis Epstein. Do you remember him?
Oh yes, right next door in the Dutch colonial house.
Yeah. His dad was like this toy salesman.
Really?
And so their garage was always full of toys and stuff like that. And he was a real character. But one day, I'm always hitting rocks, right? You know, one day, just out of pure chance, Dennis Epstein was mowing his lawn, and he hit a rock that sailed off his yard across the street, I swear, like 50 yards away, and took out somebody's sliding door window and totally destroyed it.
Yes,
so I was like, good one.
That was, you know what? That was the burgers.
See now while you can.
Oh, we lost Malinda.
It was the burgers. You know what? Dennis got hysterical, running across the street, waving his arms, shouting, "We're insured! We're insured!"
I forgot that part.
Yes, that was the burgers.
Oh, the burgers, right? Yeah, okay.
Yes. That was a freak accident.
It was totally freak because I was the one always hitting the rocks.
Yes.
But good times. And wasn't that a fun episode that we just did?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Very fun.
What a pleasure. What an honor.
A
honor to be in it. Thank you.
Now, Adam, I don't suppose
you for choosing us.
Thank you, Garrett and Birke, for supplying the script.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for Malinda. Malinda had to leave early, but thank you, Malinda, for reading the part.
I think she was more like fleeing than leaving, but
she didn't want to
That
hear
makes sense. Yeah.
all our stories of our high school escapades.
the look
It
at
was
her,
like,
the look at her
I don't
face
want to
through
hear
all was
this.
kinda like,
It was going from bad to worst.
Well, you know
yeah,
what?
it was like,
You know
There's
what's
a time and place for everything. And
Yeah.
it's called
Well, how-
college.
she's
College.
awesome.
This was not college. This was
I
high
know.
school.
Well, you know
So-
what? What about when you were telling Wesley you're about your dad, and at first he was nodding along happily, and then you said this is all true, and the look of horror came across his face.
I forgot that one.
Yes.
That was quite a few podcasts ago.
Yes.
Oh boy. So, Adam, I don't suppose you brought your harmonica this time
I do
to
have.
play us out.
Yeah. Let me. I was just eating popcorn, so I gotta cleanse
Yeah,
my palate.
Take a swig.
Is that
Take a
vodka?
swig. I was gonna say it's either vodka or tequila.
No, it's
Yeah.
very pure water, actually. Ophora.
Oh, 4, of course, yes.
I'll just play jug. Nope, that ain't gonna work.
It kind of worked. At least Zoom actually registered it, so that's a good sign.
Whereas this will be much better.
Okay,
Oh,
Adam
cool.
Sartain will do our musical outro. Where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the sky are not cloudy all day.
Pranakasha production. Fantastic creations emerging spontaneously from the space of life.
For the benefit of all beings everywhere.
Needs more cello.